The Vanishing. Detective Sarah Kane had seen her share of horrors, but nothing prepared her for the scene at the old Whitmore Mansion. The grand estate, abandoned for decades, was now cordoned off with police tape. Inside, the walls were covered in strange symbols, drawn in what appeared to be dried blood, and in the center of the room, a single empty chair, its legs bolted to the floor, restraints dangling loose. Victim, Daniel Mercer, a renowned psychiatrist, had vanished without a trace. No signs of struggle, no blood, no fingerprints, just the eerie symbols and a faint, metallic scent lingering in the air. Sarah's partner, Detective Mark Reynolds, adjusted his gloves as he crouched beside the chair. No way he walked out of here on his own. Those restraints were locked tight. Sarah's gaze drifted to the far wall, where one symbol stood out, a jagged spiral with an eye at its center. She'd seen it before, the second disappearance. 2 days later, another victim, Dr. Evelyn Carter, a historian specializing in occult rituals, was found missing from her locked apartment. The same symbols adorned her walls, the same empty chair in the middle of the room. But this time, there was a message scrawled beneath the spiral. He sees what you hide. Sarah's blood ran cold. She had kept her own secrets buried deep. Her sister's unsolved disappearance 10 years ago, the whispers of something otherworldly lurking in the shadows. The cult of the Watcher. Research led Sarah to an obscure cult known as the Watchers, active in the 19th century. Their belief? A deity known as the One Who Whispers, an entity that demanded sacrifices in exchange for forbidden knowledge. The cult had supposedly disbanded after a massacre in 1893, but the symbols matched those at the crime scenes. Then came the phone call. A raspy voice whispered, "You're looking in the wrong places, detective. Look closer to home." The betrayal. Sarah's investigation took a horrifying turn when she discovered Mark had been researching the same cult in secret. His notes detailed rituals, sacrifices, and a list of names, including hers. Confronting him, she demanded answers. Mark's expression darkened. "You don't understand what's at stake. He promised me answers about my brother's death, about everything." Before Sarah could react, Mark lunged. A struggle, a gunshot, then silence. Mark lay dead. But the spiral symbol on his forearm, freshly carved, pulsed as if alive. The final ritual. Sarah's pursuit led her to the abandoned Whitmore Mansion at midnight. Inside, she found Daniel Mercer and Evelyn Carter, alive but bound, their eyes hollow. A figure emerged from the shadows, a man she recognized. Dr. Liam Whitmore, the mansion's last descendant, presumed dead for years. "You were always the chosen one, Sarah," he murmured. "The one who whispers has waited for you." The walls trembled, the symbols glowed, and in the darkness, something began to whisper her name. Epilogue: The Watcher's Gaze. Sarah's body was found days later, seated in the same chair, her lips sewn shut. The spiral symbol was carved into her palms. On the wall, a final message: she sees now. And in the shadows, unseen, something smiled: the reckoning. Sarah's vision swam as she regained consciousness. The cold metal of the ritual chair bit into her wrists, the scent of burning herbs thick in the air. Liam Whitmore stood before the jagged spiral symbol, chanting in a language that made Sarah's bones vibrate. "He comes," Liam whispered, his eyes black pools reflecting no light. Sarah's fingers brushed against the hidden pocket of her jacket, the one containing her sister's journal. The last entry flashed in her mind. Mirrors reflect more than light. They show the truth. With a surge of strength, Sarah smashed her elbow into the antique mirror beside her. Glass shards rained down as she grabbed the largest fragment. The reflection wore. Liam lunged, but Sarah was faster. She angled the mirror shard toward the spiral symbol. The moment the reflection connected, the room erupted in a scream that wasn't human. The walls bled black ooze. Liam convulsed as shadowy tendrils tore from his mouth, recoiling from the mirrored light. The symbols on the walls ignited like burning film negatives. "You don't control it," Sarah gasped. "You're just its puppet." The last whisper. As the entity retreated, Liam collapsed, his body aging decades in seconds. The remaining cult members, including the missing Dr. Mercer, turned to dust before Sarah's eyes. Only Evelyn remained, clutching a bleeding arm. "It's not over," she warned. "The Watcher only lost an anchor. It's still out there." Sarah picked up Liam's journal. The final page showed a map with 7 locations, including her childhood home. Epilogue. The New Watcher. 1 month later, Sarah stood before her sister's grave at dawn. The police had closed the case, but the real work was just beginning. In her pocket, the mirror shard wrapped in her sister's journal. On her phone, a new case file, the vanishing patients at Blackwood Asylum, and in the reflection of her rearview mirror as she drove away, just for a second, something moved that shouldn't have.